Well, welcome to another Focus on GraphCMS course lesson. I am Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. As always, there's my email address, marcelo@headlesscreator.com. You can get a hold of me, send me an email, ask me questions, send me feedback, comments, whatever you like. Any ideas you have, I'll love to put them in my queue. So feel free to send me a quick email. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Today, I'm going to show you how to use GraphQL to work with localized content in GraphCMS, and we're going to get into that in just a second, but you know how this works. I'm going to tell you real quick about headlesscreator.com. For those of you watching live, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you don't have an account, go to headlesscreator.com, get your free account. You'll have access to this lesson on demand, which will appear in about an hour. And then you will also have access to a bunch of other lessons that's in that course. And on top of that, you'll have access to the podcast, which has plenty of interviews, and of course, all the other courses. So let me show you real quick here. Content Modeling Weekly, you all know me. I'm a huge content modeling geek. I model every week something new, so you have access to that. I think there's 44 lessons. I'm going to close this year with 50 lessons. A bunch of focus on courses that you can have access to, and the Discover Headless Tech, which has tutorials and podcast interviews. So you'll have access to all of that. It's 100% free. So feel free to register and get your free account. I really do appreciate it. That's all I'm going to tell you about marketing, because we're going to jump into the lesson in just a second. But before that, I do want to tell you about the Jammies. Go vote, please, please, please. It ends, I believe it ends this week. Go there. Go to jamstack.conf .com/jammies. And then when you scroll down, please vote for everybody, whoever you think should get your vote. And under Community Award, there's a bunch of great creators. Of course, I'm one of them there. Thank you very much for your nomination. But please vote. We all put in a lot of work, so I hope you vote for me and my site. But if you don't, that's okay. Vote for the others, but vote, because we put in a lot of work into creating content, and we really do appreciate the acknowledgement from the industry on that. So again, there is the right there. There we go. Right there. There is the URL. So go ahead and go vote. I really appreciate it. And if you don't have an account at headlesscreator.com, get your account there. All right. With that said, you know how this works. I'm going to go ahead and restart the intro, because the on-demand version has absolutely no, let me remove the banner here. There we go. We don't need that anymore. The on-demand version has absolutely no marketing whatsoever. So I'm going to see you in just 10 seconds. Well, hello, and welcome to another lesson of the Focus on GraphCMS course. I am Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. As always, right there, get a hold of me, marcelo@headlesscreator.com, with any questions, comments, ideas, feedback, whatever you like. I'll get back to you within 24 hours. Today, I'm going to show you how to use GraphQL to work with localized content in GraphCMS. We're going to get into an overview, and then I'm going to jump into creating some data. Then we're going to work with queries, and then we're going to jump into mutations as well. So enough talk. Let's just do it. All right, here we are. So I'm going to start real quick. Now, I do have I'm going to show you this, an entire lesson called How to Enable Localization in Your Content Model. I'm not going to cover all of that. I'm going to go through that portion real quick, but if you want full details, this is an entire lesson that you can get on the Focus on GraphCMS course. Just look for that lesson. All right, enough said of that. So let me show you my schema. Very simple schema, nothing complicated. I just have an author. You can see I have no content in here. Let's go to the schema, and here's my author schema. It has a first name, last name, and bio. Now, first name and last name usually is not localized, just because a name is a name and it doesn't change regardless of language, but the bio will be localized. So what I did for the bio, I put in right here localized field. Now there's a lot more you can learn about localization and fields and all of that, but check that lesson I mentioned. So that's it. This is my entry here. That's how we make a field localize. Then what you need to do is you need to go to settings, and under settings, yep. And oh, you know what? Let me show this. There we go. Under settings, we go locales. Then here's where you can actually set up whatever locales you want. You're always going to have a default locale. Usually it's going to be English, but you can change that. And then you can add as many locales as you want. So here I just have English and Spanish as my locales. So that's it. That's set up. Now let's go and enter some content in GraphCMS as an author. We're just going to create an item, and let's see if we can make this just a little. There we go, so we can see it better. I'm going to create my name. I'm going to create Marcelo Lewin, and I'm just going to do my English, no localization yet. So let's make sure we got that part here. Okay, I'm going to put, here is my bio in English. Save and publish. Yep. Okay. So then how come I don't see Spanish, even though I made the field localized, number one, and number two, I enter the locales in settings? Well, here under localizations, and keep this in mind because this is a keyword you're going to use in GraphQL as well. But in localizations, you have your locales here. So I'm going to go ahead and add Spanish, and now I'm going to put aquí está mi biografía en español. I know it's español, not no, but it's okay. I don't want to. We'll go ahead and publish this. So, okay, so we just enter some content there. If you go to the API playground, and I have it open here, we can now run some queries. And I'm following here my outline to make sure I cover everything that we need to cover. So let's run a quick query for authors. And if I can click on play here, we'll have first name, last name, and bio. Now, it's giving me the English version, right, which is the default locale, because I haven't specified locale yet. What you can do up here in the playground is, see, when you say no locale, it'll return default. If you say English, it'll return the English locale, which happens to be default. But you can also say Spanish, and now there's my Spanish bio. Okay, so this is how you can control the locale in the playground. Now, if we go back into settings and locales, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this, the default, to French, FR. And yeah, you can just do that and it'll still say English. This doesn't matter. It's this that matters. So now French is my default, and let's just change this to French. We'll wait for it to update. Let's make sure it updated correctly. We'll refresh here. And of course, there's it would happen right during a presentation. It takes a little bit longer. Okay, there we go. So it's updated. So now if we go back to the API playground, we'll hit refresh here as well. We should see here French. Now, of course, if I click on this, it's still returning my bio in English, right? If I go into entries, content, and let's go to the entry. That's because, well, here it's showing right there. There is the default French, and you can see it's still the English, right? You would have to put it in French here. But I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to show you how you can change the default, and then when you do run here, with just no locale, it would just do default. Let's close this up so we have more room, which happens to be French in this time. Okay, so let me go back to settings real quick. We'll change locales back to the way it was. We'll put this EN, which is English. Let it do its thing. We'll wait, there we go, EN, and then we'll change this to English. And let it do its thing. We should say updated here. There we go. Okay, changes applied.